I took a step back 15 years ago. I started thinking about my practice and deciding what I wanted to do. Now, I don't know if you all know this, but there's only two ways that things happen. On purpose, by design, or by default. That's it. I took a step back and designed my business on purpose, by design, to serve my life, rather than continuing in a life that was serving my business by default. And that's not where I wanted to be. There's only two ways to go, two paths to take. One or the other will lead. I promise you. Now think about where you are right now. Is your business serving your lifestyle, or is your life serving your business? And is it by default, or is it on purpose, by design? If that's something that's made sense to you so far, then what I'm going to ask you to do right now is to unplug. Unplug and plug in to this, the rest of this presentation. We're not here because we think we have the God's greatest gift to the financial services industry. We're here to share something that's worked for us, and I believe it can work for anybody else. There is a better way. Anybody have children in this room? 5-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 6-year-olds? Anybody ever been a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 3-year-old? Still? Okay, good. Well, you ask my daughter, she'll tell you. She's older than me, and she's 6. So she means the world to me. And that's my passion. Okay, I carry her around with me everywhere I go. She's my little princess. But she goes to a little private country day school. She's in kindergarten. And I've been going to this school for about 4 years now. And every time I walk through the door, there's this sign above it. And the sign says, the end depends on the beginning. And I'm going through the door, and I'm on it every day. And it's their mantra. I get it. That's how they sell. They say, listen, if you start here, the end is going to be much better. Pay all the money to come to the school, and your kids are going to end up much better. Trust me, we got these nice shirts. We got these nice logos. This is what it does. Come here, and the end is better. Okay? Well, great. I get it, right? I thought about that. I get it. I'm happy. It works for me. What they didn't tell you is that the beginning can be today. It doesn't have to be when you're 6. It doesn't have to be there. It can be today. See, I thought about that because it meant a lot to me. If the end depended on the beginning and I had to start when I was 6, then I was in trouble because I couldn't go back. And I wasn't sure I liked where I was at. And if the end was going to be predicated on where I was then, it wasn't going to be pretty. But what I realized is that the beginning can be today. Yeah, the end does depend on the beginning. It directly predicates what's happening. Where you start has a lot to do with where you finish. But you can start today. Today can be that day. Today can be the day that you make that decision. It was the day for me. I decided to build my practice on purpose to serve my life. Today can be that day when you make that same decision on purpose to make that happen, to be that day. The beginning can be today. Perfect Client was created to do that, to do those exact things, to help you have the whole enchilada, to have your cake and eat it too. Because why do what we're doing if we have to sacrifice something that's so important to us just to have it? And most of us run that line kind of in the middle of the freeway. We roll right along and we're like, okay, well, you know what? I'm making okay money and I have okay time with the stuff. And we kind of say, all right, well, that's it. The middle of the road. That's as good as it gets. It's not as good as it gets. Perfect Client was created to do two things. One, to teach you a better way of having the things that are most important to you and making more money and having more success than you've ever dreamed possible. 2, it was created to change the way the industry does business, moving away from what we call the flawed model, teaching you how to build relationships with centers of influence where they are your client. Perfect Client is about building a better business, not a better book. It's not just about being more productive. It comes from creating a business model on purpose by design. On purpose by design to serve your life. Not a life built by default around serving your business. These things, you have to get this right here. Most of us get in this business, and the first thing they teach us how to do is sell. Sell what? The product they put in front of us. Nobody says, create a business plan on purpose, by design, that serves your life. Was anybody taught that when you got in this business? Is that what they told you? They didn't tell that to me. I was making all kinds of money, and I had no life. Zero. Because no one said this. My business plan showed me how to make money. I never thought that I was going to lose time on the other side. I can travel faster. We can do jets. We can buy this. I can get someone to do this. I can hire people to do that. Bottom line is no one said on purpose, by design to serve your life. Remember this. On purpose, by design to serve your life. Because if you don't, it's not like, well, I can do it later. This is going to happen. Your life, by default, will serve your business. I promise you that. One or the other. You're in one of those two categories today. If you really dig down deep and think, you're there. I promise you. The question is that where you want to be? Is that what you're looking for? Is that what you designed, or did you not design anything? And now you're in this mode right here. On purpose, by design, to serve your life. You can change your life. Day one can be today. The end does depend on the beginning. Perfect Client was also created as a unique training platform that'll teach you how to identify, develop, and maintain strategic, dynamic, profitable relationships with centers of influence. That's not new. That's not new. This is by making the COI your client. Nobody else is doing that. Nowhere. You're not going to hear it from anybody else. No one else is doing it. And by the end of today, you're going to ask yourself, it's so simple. Why isn't anybody else doing that? It makes no sense. One of our very first clients that signed up to be trained, Cindy. We'll call her Cindy for purposes of today. She had 1,700 clients. 1,700 clients. Yeah, ouch, right? Ouch. I know. I have 27. 1,700 clients, right? Again, by making the COI your client. The COI your client. She had 1,700 clients. You know how many COI clients she had out of the 1,700? See that right there? It's an O, but it was a zero in her case. Zero. 1,700 clients. She was making $165,000 a year with 1,700 clients. She came in and she said, I almost made $175,000 one year. Almost had that extra 10 grand, but something slipped through the cracks. At 1,700 clients, I'm surprised everything didn't slip through the cracks. 1,700 clients, I couldn't even see straight. 1,700 clients. She went through our program. She got down to 60 foundational core clients that she kept. She did, back. Sorry, crazy finger. She did the program. She went through the program. She learned how to do this, identify, develop, maintain. She made the COI her client. Her first 2 COI clients, she had 2 cases from those clients. Her first 2 cases yielded her commissions in excess of $300,000. More with less. 165,000, 1,700, 2, 300,000. True story. Which model would you rather have? Which model sounds like it's on purpose by design? Which model sounds like she's going to be able to have her cake and eat it too? Does anybody not want to have the cake and eat it too? Let me give you an example. 1849 gold miners. You guys got that right? We were all in San Francisco finding gold, right? Okay, let me paint this picture for you. This is, see if it rings familiar. Okay? This is how they used to do it. They'd go out there, they'd go out in the river, and they'd go panning for gold. They'd be down in the river with their ugly hat, their bad back, looking for gold, and they'd find themselves a nugget. They look in their pan, they go, ooh, there's a nugget. Yeah, found myself a nugget. They'd get all excited. They'd run into town, right? Take the nugget into town. They'd get it weighed. They'd get paid. They'd get cleaned up. After a hard day looking for that nugget, get cleaned up, go to the saloon or wherever they were going to go. They'd have some dinner, have some fun, go to bed, get up in the morning, go back to the river with that ugly hat and that bad back looking for the next nugget. Right? It's crazy, right? Sound familiar? Sound familiar? Right? But today, business, the gold mining business, the mining business, if that was the efficient model, if that was the model they should be using, because guess what? It sounds familiar because it's our model, isn't it? That's what we do. We prospect. We go to one person at a time. We go there. We get our business. We do our business with them. And we hope they give us a referral. If they don't, we go out and find another person to work with, right? We're that person with that ugly hat and that bad back. But business is different than the advisor. Business 101 and Advisor 101 are completely different. Business 101 is evolution. Advisor 101 is I can make it work. Trust me. I can do this. I'm talented. I can take an inefficient model and make it as efficient as an inefficient model can be. That's what Advisor does. That's what the financial professional industry does. But yet Business 101 is evolution. And what does it do? It takes and moves away from that which is most inefficient and moves towards that which is efficient. If that was the most efficient model, the best and most successful company, one of these billion-dollar corporations, would have thousands of people on the river with ugly hats and bad backs sifting for, looking for nuggets. But they don't. What do they have? They have enormous, enormous earth movers, right? They have multi-billion-dollar technology. Doing what? They're not going into the river looking for the nugget. They're going into the mountain looking for what? The vein. Why? Because they don't need to go back and find another vein tomorrow. They don't have to take the vein into town and get it cleaned up and get paid. That vein will serve their company for years and years on end. The nugget or the vein? Leverage, unleveraged. End user, nugget. Center of influence, vein. Do we get where we're going here? See what's happening? We do business the way we've been taught. Unleveraged, inefficient. Most of us have to realize that there is a better way to do it. Maybe it's working for you. Great. Maybe it's not. If it's not, where do you go? Do you go back to the river? Is that what you want to do? Do we all want, because let's go get some bad, ugly hats and we'll go. Or do we want to sit and let technology do what has to be done, identify the vein, and go out and harvest it? What sounds like professionals to you? Now, Levi loved the guys in the river with the ugly hat and the bad back. Levi wasn't out in the river.